Yeah, well, when I said it was a nightmare logistically, and that was, pre-camp, that was everything we had to ask the players do in the clubs. We had the involvement of the clubs, and like I said before, in the main, they were very supportive and allowed the players out. Okay, we've had a couple of players because of the timing of the transfer window as well that weren't comfortable in giving their passports, which I absolutely get. That's part that was a nightmare. Now we've been on camp, it's gone really well, and like I said, we had a really, really positive performance the other day. The average age of the starting 11 was 22, which is great for Welsh football and what we've got coming through and the future. So there was so many positives come out of that game. It was a worthwhile exercise in the end. And we've decided to stay in Finland, which was the right thing to do. We had a great training session yesterday. We're just off training again today, and before we fly off to Russia. So other than the stuff that we had to do pre-camp, it's been a really good camp up to now.
And you look at the Finland performance and lots of positives, as you say there. How much of a headache has that given you in terms of your selections, the decisions you've got to make for Belarus?
Yeah, well, of course it is, and that's what you say to the players. That's their motivation. We all want to play in the World Cup, and they want to be a part of that. So they know any given opportunity to wear that jersey, they're not just playing one game. It's playing to impress the coaching staff, the manager, the supporters, and give us all a problem. And there were some big performances the other night, like I said. So when it comes down to picking a squad now for future camps, some the other day have absolutely, made me stand up and take count.
In terms of goals, Rob, is that a concern at all? Obviously, no Kiefer Moore. You missed the penalty the other day. You created chances, but just didn't finish them off. Do you feel there are enough goals in the team to win these two games and to qualify ultimately?
Yeah, well, we're without big players, aren't we? We're without Kiefer, who's been tremendous for us. We're without Aaron, who's been excellent for us. So there's goals out of the team straight away. So of course you're going to think that, but it gives others an opportunity to step up to the plate. So all right, we missed a penalty, but Aid showed character to get on with the game after it. He showed character to take the penalty. No different to what Gareth faced in the Euros. So these things happen, and it's how you react after it. So I was pleased with the reaction. Pleased with aspects of our play against Finland. I thought we kept the ball really well and had a good tempo to it. We could have maybe had a few more shots on target, but that, like I said, that's probably the first time that group of players play together. So that'll be a work in progress.
You look at Group E and you've got Belgium already on 10 points. The Czech Republic are on 7, but 2 wins from 2 for Wales would really change the complexion of the group, wouldn't it? Do you feel you have to win these 2, really?
Yeah, I think they're 2 winnable games, but having watched them play against the Czech Republic the other night, we've got to show them the respect they deserve. After their hiding against Belgium in March, the new managers come in, completely changed the squad, and you can see that they've now got a different identity. They don't surrender even to the last minute. They kept going. They were very attack minded towards the end by bringing the 2 substitutions on. So we've got nothing but respect for the Belarusian team, and we're going to be all out to get a positive result. But on paper, we're looking at it, and these are the two games that we want to win.
How important to have a full house on Wednesday against Estonia in Cardiff, Rob? I think there's still tickets available, so it's not a sellout at the moment. Would you encourage people to get down there and try to pack the place out?
Absolutely, yeah, and they do make a massive difference. I've said to you before, I can't sing the anthem at all my well up. It's when you hear all the crowd behind you, it's unbelievable. So to get a full house would be great for the lads and help us get those 3 points.
Many thanks, Rob. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, Ian. Geraint Hughes.
Morning, Rob.
Morning, Geraint.
How you doing? You okay?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Happy birthday as well for yesterday.
Thank you.
Can I just pick up, Rob, with sort of how you've had to deal with things? Is this potentially one of the most challenging periods of your career off the pitch, and when you've gone into management, into coaching, everything you've had to deal with? You talk about the logistics, the things that have been thrown your way. Just the most challenging time in your career?
Yeah, probably, but it's not a major concern for me, Geraint. It's something that happens in international football. You do all the best planning in the world, but there's a lot of moving parts when you're on camp, and it's just managing those moving parts. And we've had to do that quite a bit this camp, which has been different to any other camp I've had. But it doesn't mean we're not going to grumble too much about it. it is what it is, like I keep saying, and we just have to take the positives out of it. Okay, we'd like, barring COVID, some of the other players still involved with us that would help us. Of course it would, and a couple of injuries that we picked up pre-camp is out of our control. But like I said, it gives others an opportunity now to step up and show what they can do.
Rob, listen, there's nothing you can do about it now where the game is in Kazan. But one of the things that does seem, it's slightly unfair is that there are no fans, and Wales have been without fans for a long time. Even if there were fans, it would be a long, long way and a very expensive way for them to go. If you could say anything to sort of FIFA after this, would it be about sort of, you can't have empty stadiums, you can't punish innocent parties, you can't do this? Is there any recourse you've got to maybe advise them so things like this don't happen again, whether it be for Wales or for any other nation?
Yeah, they've come to that conclusion, that decision themselves. I will look into it further after the game. I just want to get these 2 games out of the way first, get maximum points, and then we can sort of have a camp debrief and go through things that we need to change, and if we can influence it all. We weren't privy to any conversation with regards to where the game was going to be played. We were told where it was going to be played. Do I think it's fair? No. Our supporters have had a tough summer anyway, and they watch us from afar in the Euros, and no different to tomorrow's game. So no, it doesn't seem fair, but even more reason then for the supporters to come and watch us on Wednesday, and all the games that they've missed throughout the summer, and tomorrow's game we can make up for, hopefully, then on Wednesday night.
Rob, just on Gareth, it's something you said, I think, when you announced the squad. I think the phrase he feels like he's got his bug back. I presume what you meant by that, listen, never doubting that he has it with Wales, but in terms of maybe more of a mojo about football, from what you've seen on the camp when he came on just for a few minutes the other night, has being in a sort of a more stable, a better environment in Real Madrid, has that tangibly had a benefit for him and a benefit for Wales? Yeah,
maybe it's harsh for me to speak about the environment he's in Real Madrid, now and previously. So only he can answer that question. But as far as I'm concerned, whenever he turns up for Wales, he's first class. He gets on with his work. He's bright. He's energetic. If you'd have seen him in the small-sided game yesterday, he was exactly as he was when he came on against Finland, and looked bright and sharp. And so he enjoys coming away. It's like being back with his mates, and he loves every minute of it. And we're seeing that now in his football. And it certainly helps. I think this camp, Geraint, has been the first camp really that we've had the majority of players playing on the Saturday. It's the first time we've had that. So Gareth has been playing, Aaron before the injury. You could go through probably 80% of the squad, and they're now playing domestic football. So the friendly against Finland was not just beneficial to get another game for the players. It was more beneficial because we're not using it to give them minutes under the belt to get them ready for qualifiers. They're having minutes now at their clubs, and that makes a big difference for us when we're having players coming in having played for their clubs.
Rob, just a final question from me, and it's kind of another how disappointing when I'm starting with it, because you and I, well, everyone on this call, we were talking a lot before the Euros about, we were all worried about how maybe racist remarks, maybe, to all teams. We were worried about the black players within Wales. And we've seen what happened on the other night in Budapest, which kind of beggars belief that is still happening. When you see things like that, and that FIFA are now, they said they're going to investigate this fully, what needs to be done? Because it's not just the England players being abused. It's happened to Wales players. It happens to black players ethnic minority players, mixed heritage players on so many teams. What do FIFA really need to do now so that to try and stop this? Because a lot's talked about it, but nothing really changes, or that appears to be what happens.
Well, first and foremost, it's not acceptable. Absolutely. And I'm sick and tired of having to sit here and answer the same. We shouldn't be doing this now. We protect our players, and I'll fully support in any way we can to support and make aware, racial abuse. And like I said, we don't stand for it. We don't tolerate it in the group. And I can't believe now that UEFA, FIFA, they have to step up to the plate and do something. And they need severe consequences. These teams, these supporters of the teams, need severe consequences. And if that's taking points off them, if that's banning them from competitions, they need to make a stand now and back the black players out there, and make a stance once and for all.
Rob, thanks as always, mate. Best of luck tomorrow, and I'll speak to you tomorrow, but thank you.
Cheers, Gary. Thank you.
Thanks, Geraint. Lawrence Moore.
Hi, Rob. Just a couple of quick ones from me. James has come back into the fold after sort of securing his transfer to Leeds. How's he been? Is he ready for tomorrow? I know you sort of left him out against Finland because he wasn't quite there after a hectic few days.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, we protected him a little bit. You know, he hadn't played he hadn't gone the pitch since the last game for Man United. He had a stressful couple of days with, you know, traveling and going to get his medical done and then flying him out later on that evening. But no, he's trained yesterday. He looks really bright and he's fully focused and ready for the game tomorrow.
Do you see a little buzz in him? It's a new era for him, I guess, isn't it? And he's going to be a big player for you.
Absolutely. You know, when you're a player and you get a move like that, it's a great club. You know, he's going to a great club with a well-respected manager that will, in my opinion, will get the best out of him. And he's obviously going to be really excited about that prospect. It's I think a 4-year contract, so he can get his head down now and relax and enjoy his football.
Ben Davis as well came through 45 minutes against Finland. Is he fit and ready to go for tomorrow? And what kind of shape's he in after kind of it's a bit of a stop-start pre-season?
Yeah, speaking of Ben, he's probably not played the minutes that he would like to have at club, but he's played a game in Europe. So we know he's capable of 90 minutes and he's looked great in training. So yeah, there's no issues with that at all. We had a conversation about how many minutes he'd like to get under his belt to get him ready for the game on Sunday, and we agreed on 45 minutes, and I thought he played really well.
Great stuff. Cheers, Rob. All the best.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Lawrence. And do we have any other questions? Yeah, Neil.
Yeah, hi Rob.
Hi Neil.
Mickey sends his regards, by the way. I spoke to him yesterday. Look, I just wondered if you could elaborate a little bit on Dan James, Rob, and the effect that Marcelo Bielsa might have upon him. He's an all-action, athletic type of player, and obviously Bielsa's teams are famed for getting around the pitch quickly. And also the fact that, you know, he only played 11 times, he only started 11 games last season for Manchester United. What the benefit of, you know, having him playing regular football will have for you and obviously for him and his future development. Where can he go?
Yeah, so everybody's seen the ability DJ's got, and we've seen snippets of it. And at international level, he's been first class for us. When you go to a team like Leeds with a manager and Bielsa that demands high intensity and for 90 minutes, 95 minutes now if the game's going for. And having spoken to Tyler and some of the training sessions that they do, I think DJ will always have that ability. But if you can get him extremely fit to the point where he can sustain that for 90 minutes and he can do it on a Wednesday and then he can do it again on a Saturday, then we're only going to benefit from it, you know. So to have somebody of DJ's ability available and fit and get into the 80th minute and not have to worry about substitutions because he's got that resilience now in him and the fitness to be able to sustain that for 90 minutes, 95 minutes, then we'll get the sort of the complete player.
Did you see that in Tyler, Rob? I mean, he's famed for obviously bringing his players into the ground, and the rumour is that he works on less than 10% body fat on his players and all the rest of it. I'm just wondering, did you see the difference in Tyler in his physical development?
Yeah, I mean, I won't go into detail because that's down for Leeds, but we're privy to some of the things that go on there, and obviously looking at Tyler's record over the last couple of years since he's been there. Yeah, we've seen a big improvement in him from his fitness levels to his physique, and so yeah, like I said, he gets his players fit, and they have to be fit to play the way Bielsa wants to play. You have to be fit. You have to sustain it for 90-95 minutes. So I think DJ will benefit that as of like Tyler has.
Many thanks. All the best, Rob.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. Any other questions? No, I think that's it. Great. Rob will bring Gareth through shortly.